Hi, this is Colin here, and welcome to this little video. Now, this is just to explain to you what to do with the Test Drive Your Future website and landing page. So I assume you've come to this page after watching the webinar. If you haven't watched the webinar, please go back and watch the webinar. It'd be good. So if you just go to the website above /webinar, you can watch a replay of the webinar. Now this page here goes through and outlines some of the items discussed in the webinar. So if we scroll through here, you can find out what's good about the course, what the steps of the course is, about Jim and Beth Hood, who designed the course initially, a little bit about myself, who was the Australian, adapting it for the Australian environment, an explanation of what you'll get, some testimonials from parents, teachers and students, an explanation of who the course is for and who the course is not for, which is also important, some details about the guarantee. So we're happy enough to refund your money after 60 days you decide that the course is not worth what you've paid for it. We'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. Now the bonus section is still under development. So I said this is the beta Australian version, and we're adding value to the course by adding a lot of items into the course. So that'll all be included in the initial price. So what we'd like you to do now, what I'd like you to do now is to book an appointment to have a chat to me to find out if this course is right for you, and vice versa if you're right for the course. So all of the buttons go to the same page, which is a small little form to give me some idea of who I'm dealing with, and also to show you the sort of things that we can find out from the course. So basic information like your email address, type in your name, type in your parents' name, the town that you're from, your phone number, which you don't have to put in because we're not going to contact on the phone, we're going to use the internet, but put it there if you like. Put in your age here, whatever age you are. Now, starting tertiary is, I'd like to know when you're starting tertiary. If you already started, say you started 2 years ago, you might put in 2017. Say you're going to start tertiary, you're planning on 2 years' time, it might be 2021. So when do you plan to start tertiary, if at all? And just put 0 if you're not planning to start tertiary at all in that field there. Some information about what schooling you've had. I went to primary school, I went to secondary school, didn't do any homeschooling, and it was a government school, and I've got nothing else there to tell you about at this stage. Now, what I'd like to know is, in a general test, what would you expect to get out of 10? Now, say, for example, in English you're an A student, in maths you're a C student, that's a B average. So a B average might be around 7 out of 10 for a B, or maybe 8 out of 10. So just put down what you think you would get in a test that's testing both language and science math skills. So give me an idea of what sort of student you believe yourself to be. Now, how would you rate your school experience to start with? So terrible if you were tortured and it was a horrible experience and you hated every day of it, to excellent if it was a superb experience and you couldn't have anything better. 5 is in the middle. You might say whatever, less than average or better than average. You let me know what your experience at school was. Now, I'd also like to know why you're considering taking on the Test Drive Your Future course. So you've seen the webinar and you've got some idea of what the course is offering. Which of the things here appeal to you most? For example, you might like the idea of trying it before you buy it. If you're looking at your future training, you might like the idea of mentors. You think role-playing would be good, and you realise the value of critical thinking skills. Just tick any of those boxes that apply, or add another if you think there's something else. The last important question I want from you is, how much time do you think you can afford to spend on this course? For example, if you've left school and you're not working at the moment, you might be able to allocate 50 hours a week to the course. And we could manage that expectation if you were prepared to put in that much work. You might say, well, I'm pretty busy and I've probably got a couple of hours a day I can spend in. spend on this. So let's say 2 hours a day for 6 days would be 12. So put down how much time in there. Now, for the last 4 questions, optional this section, I'd just like to give you an idea of what the sort of information we're going to find out about you. And this is to find out what your personality is like. So I'd like the scales here, the 4 scales, to add up to 10. Now, the personality types are Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Pearl. So the descriptions are there, but let's say that you're a Sapphire and you're 100% Sapphire, and none of the others apply to you, so you put 10 in there. And a lot of people are a particular personality, but most people tend to have a secondary personality type. So you might like Emerald and Sapphire as your 2 personality types. You might decide that you're a 30% Emerald, which would make you 70% Sapphire, so it adds up to 10. We might decide you're balanced and you're 2 at everything, and you're 3 at that one, and you're 3 at that one. So that would be a pretty flat profile, and you've got a bit of each in all of you. So when you finish that, you can submit the questionnaire, and that'll give me some information before I have a chat to you. If it adds up to 11 or 12, that's okay too. We're not that fussed about how you fill this one in, but just to give me a bit of an idea of what you think your personality is. So when you submit that page there, you may come up with this captcha to test who you are. So where's the one with bridges in it? There's a bridge, there's a bridge, there's a bridge. That's probably a bridge too. If I got that right, it'll let me go into the next page. And now I've completed the form, so that's good. And if you need to submit a second response, say you've got a brother or sister who's doing the same thing at the same time, or a friend, you can submit another form for a different person. When you're finished, you can then book your time to have an appointment with me. So this will go into my calendar page, and we'll also teach you how to do this, because you'll be setting up a calendar as part of becoming organised, as that's what we'll teach you to do in the course. So we'll select the meeting, and here we have a selection of the meetings and the times I'm available to have a meeting with you. So I allow meetings to be booked 2 weeks in advance. And you'll notice that the Monday and Tuesday of the following week I'm fully booked. But on the 15th, I have the 10 a.m. slot vacant. So we'll click on that and we'll confirm that appointment. So here, if it's not filled out already, put in your name and your email address and any additional people who will be attending the meeting. And the purpose of the meeting, or the reason for the meeting, is to test drive your future, unless it's one of the others, or you can got another field if you'd like to put in something else. And what type of meeting are we having? If we live close by, we might be meeting in real life, in person, but most likely we'll be meeting online, and here are various ways of meeting online. If you're unsure, just click on Hangout and I'll explain how to do a Hangout meeting. I'll send you a Hangout invite for that. So now the last step is scheduling the event. So the event is now scheduled. It's in my calendar, and you'll have an email inviting you to the event as well. So it's as easy as that. So